This is Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget and Don. Please like, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget and Don. If y'all ain't figured it out by now, I'm Don. That's Bridget. We got a good show, so stay through to the whole end. I'm telling you, this is one you need to see. I promise you, this is one you need to see all the way to the finish. What's going on with you, Bridge? How's everything going?
Everything's good. How about you?
Everything is good. Everything's good. So far, the year is shaping up just the way I wanted. So everything's going good.
Good. That's good.
We're gonna talk real quick about this talk them through it challenge, or talk her through it, or talk him through it challenge, which is basically, from what I get or what I gathered from it, it's when you talk your mate through sex, like talk to him during sex. First of all, I'm not sure why this has to be a challenge. That should be kind of second nature.
Yeah.
like, why would you need to make a challenge like this is a new thing? That's kind of what people do all the time.
Well, I don't think that's true. I'm not really a talker.
What? Wait a minute. You don't say nothing?
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 I don't know. I think I just enjoy I'm not gonna say but I'm just not a talker. I talked about it before on here. But I don't know. I think I just deeply try to be in that moment. I don't know. I don't know. Now I feel I don't know. I'm not gonna say if somebody don't say nothing to me and they want me to say something, but it's naturally, and it don't mean nothing's wrong or nothing, but I'm just not naturally a talker.
Okay.
I'd rather just I don't know, take in the moment.
Taking the moment.
Yeah. But I think that should be talked about, that not everyone is a talker when they have sex.
Yeah, that's new. I can't say that's new. I
feel like people act like it's something wrong with me because I don't.
No, I mean, as long as you into the thing, you ain't got to say nothing. They should know whether or not they're doing their job or not.
But
you ain't got to say a word.
Who made the rule that we have to talk during this wonderful moment?
This is true. I mean, I'm not a conversationalist, I'm not sitting there, so how's the weather type shit, but guys like to bring up shit, know what I'm saying? Ask shit, because we like to boost our egos. Maybe it's a guy thing mostly. We like to boost our damn ego. So we ask you shit that we need some responses to.
I'm not gonna say if somebody asked me something, I wouldn't respond, but I don't know. I don't know why I'm like that. I honestly, I probably need to work on it.
Yeah, you don't have to work on it. If it works for you, it works for you. I'm sure you ain't never got no complaints. So if it works, it works. So
but I don't know if that would make, because I've seen people talk about that too. If you're not saying nothing, are we supposed to?
Nah, as long as you're making noise, you kind of good. As long as we know you're in the room with us, you good. You good.
True.
But guys will ask certain questions, and as long as we gotta get a response to the question,
Yeah.
That's all we kind of need.
Yeah. So what's this? So what are we talking about with the take? I'm going to say take her through there. To talk them through it.
So it's like so people are getting online and they're kind of reciting the things that they say when they're in bed with somebody, which to me, it should kind of come natural. So I can't just it's not scripted for me. So I'm not sitting there going, I normally say this. I kind of say what's happening in the mood. But there's a whole challenge where the women are on I've seen it mostly on TikTok where the women are saying all the things they say, but they say it in a sexual voice. So, and most of them try to say it without laughing because it's kind of comical that you're scripting out what you would say to somebody, but
yeah,
the guys are just kind of like, if I say this, then you should say this, which once again, it shouldn't be scripted. If you say it,
yeah.
you don't want to say it back,
True.
Guys, a woman to talk back, say I'm gonna pay your bills. She will fucking respond the whole damn time. I promise you.
No, like I mean, even with me, I'm not gonna say like I've never talked back, but I'm just not about to be just sitting there saying random shit to like I don't know. Like, I feel like if somebody talking to me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk back, but I don't know. I just
Yeah, you kind of just say what's going on in the moment,
Yeah.
Guys like shit like, whose is it? And
Yeah, that shit. Yes, yes, yes. But I feel
yeah.
like, I feel like you gotta really be like this. Gotta be your you know
Yeah, because
like I don't know.
if it's not yours, don't ask whose is it. You might get a response you're not looking for.
I
You're
don't
like,
know.
whose is it? I don't know. John's? I don't.
Yeah. Shut your ass up, John. I hope it ain't too many. Goddamn.
Hey, you never know. You ask a question, you might get the answer
That's a
that you're
good
not looking
question.
for. Huh?
Do you think it's wrong for people to be having sex with multiple people at one time? And we're talking about men too. I mean, of course, y'all gonna say that for women, but I think why is it a double standard that men can have multiple sex partners at one time? But I'm not even gonna make an excuse for women because I just don't think people should do it. Period.
I don't feel that way. Okay, we feel differently about that. I don't feel it's wrong for either gender. I mean, if you're not in a
You
committed
think people should
relationship,
be sleeping with multiple people at one period of time in their life?
I mean, some people got a roster going on, some people got two or three. You don't want to be, because if you spend too much time with one person, that's called a relationship. If you're just trying to have casual sex, you might want to break that up a little bit. I see this one on Monday. This one might be my Wednesday due.
So my thing
Friday.
is, if someone's having casual sex, are y'all not kissing during sex? Are y'all not having oral sex? Because like me personally, I couldn't have multiple sex partners at one time because like I'm not gonna want to kiss you. I'm definitely not gonna want to do nothing oral because it's like if you got a roster and you having oral sex and kissing multiple people in their mouth, and I don't know where the fuck these people been at. Like I'm scared.
Yeah, I've always had rules to the casual sex thing when I did it.
Yeah,
which
but
was long ago. But yeah, there's rules. First of all, kissing is emotional. So if we just having casual sex, we shouldn't be kissing. As a matter of fact, when I leave, we ain't even got a hug. I'll give you a dap. I'm like, I'm gonna holler at you later.
Oh my goodness, I could never imagine it. See, like me, I feel like if I have sex with someone, like I want to kiss them. Like I couldn't just have sex on somebody and just not kiss them.
Yeah, if it's casual, it's casual. It's two friends who meet up to fill an itch, and
friends.
That's it. Well, kind of friends. I mean, y'all should know each other at least. Be on a first name basis. But I don't believe in a double standard, and I know a lot of guys do. But I don't believe in a double standard. Whatever a man is able to do, a woman is able to do in my book. Because the woman may just, and I've known women who's had a roster, they, like I said, they break it up so that they don't spend too much time with one person and keep it casual. Because if you're only having sex with one person and you like to have sex, that means you're going to be with that person quite often throughout the week. That's a relationship. And some people don't want relationships. There was a time that the relationship was not on my wish list of things to do. And I would, have a few to mess around with. But yeah, there's certain things that I wasn't doing and they wasn't doing. It was really casual. I guess casual in the purest form.
So y'all ain't kiss or none of that. Y'all ain't never do oral sex.
Maybe the one that was consistent. he might have did that, but not all of them was consistent either. So
I just think that it's a little dangerous.
it's all dangerous. It's everybody. It's dangerous to just have casual sex. It is, because you never know what could damn happen. And
I
if you're
think
having casual sex with somebody, chances are you don't want to be in a relationship with them. And all the things that could come out of sex, you don't want that either. So, because I don't care how many condoms you put on, them shit's a break. So yeah, I'm glad I don't have to worry about casual sex anymore. But it was a time when it was enjoyable, it was fun. You ain't got to sit there and take them out and all that stuff. You just swing by the house and knock it off real quick and be like, all right, I'm gonna holler at you next time. Yeah.
okay.
I know, Bridge. I know. I used to be a dirtbag. I'm not anymore though.
I'm not judging, but I just like, it's just hard to understand something that it's just hard to understand, like, because I feel like it's some people that do that, but it's like when like, I don't know.
Like
it's hard
I messed with somebody.
like
I messed with somebody one time, and we stopped messing with each other because I made the mistake and made it a little more than casual. Like when I was leaving, I gave her a hug. I was like, yo, I'm gonna holler at you later. And that was like the last, like her facial expression was just like, fuck you doing? And I was like, oh, just give me a hug or whatever. And yeah, that was the last time. That was it. Because it was getting too close for her.
So do you feel like casual sex is like basically like, I don't know, like just disconnected? Like,
yeah. It's that's basically what it is. It's disconnected.
But I don't see how you can be disconnected to someone that you're literally connecting with.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it actually wasn't until I started getting older that sex had to be more for me. Like sex had to include some emotion. Otherwise, I just wasn't into it. It was just like, But when you have an emotional connection to somebody, first of all, sex is better when you have an emotional connection to somebody. I'd rather, when I'm done, have a conversation, cuddle, all that shit. Can't do that shit with a casual sex. Like it's like, what are you doing? Like, ain't no spending nights. I'm out as soon as I'm done.
Yo, that's insane.
But I've known women who successfully did that shit better than dudes, and I don't hold it against them. Some women can just disconnect, treat sex like it's just sex, and they don't want that emotional connection. They don't want you coming over I'm cooking you dinner and all that shit. No, come over, knock it off real quick, and be about your way.
Yeah,
I respect them for that, but I also respect women who say, you know what, my body is important to me, and I'm not gonna give it just to anybody. I respect that as well. That's important. Those are good qualities.
I just feel like if I ever had sex with somebody, it's because I like you. Like, I really, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, I just want some dick real quick. Like, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
You can like somebody but not want to be in a relationship with them. You like, I like certain things about you enough to hang around you, have good conversation. But every now and then, we might
having sex,
fall into the bed.
I consider that a friend. If I like hanging around you, we have good conversation. That don't mean we gotta have sex now. That's where the fuck.
You don't gotta have sex, but it's a nice caveat to a friendship,
No, to me, I look at it like, cause like even in relationships, I do feel like you do have to have friendships, but I feel like sometimes you're not gonna tell me if I'm lying. Somebody who previously had casual sex.
Yeah.
If they were your friends, I feel like once you hang out with this person, you look at them like a friend, good conversation, all of that good stuff, and then you cross the line of having sex, and then when feelings is involved or shit go left, then you lost a friend.
Well, I think if you have the friends with benefits situation, first of all, it should be with someone who's mature enough to understand it's just friends with benefits. We're friends, and if you feeling it and I'm feeling it, we jump into bed. when we get out of that bed, we're just friends again. You know what I'm saying? We're just cool. If I see you with some dude you dating, I'm not gonna trip because you went out with some other dude. It's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what's up to him and go about my way. And likewise, it should be the same thing for her. But that takes a large level of maturity, I guess, maturity to do an immature thing, because casual sex is kind of immature. But maturity on the level of, after we get out of bed, we're just going back to being friends. We're just cool.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
So you've never had a casual situation ever?
Mm-mm.
No?
Not where it's like I'm just having sex with you now.
Mm.
And like love. Like, no. I'm not having sex, you're kicking me out. You're telling we love each other, like type shit. Like, no. Like,
Yeah, I've been escorted to the door a few times in my life.
fuck up, done.
Yeah, like
Fine.
you know, hey, it's 3:00. You know, we getting close to that morning hour. You know, you should be out before 3:15. Yeah, I've had some women
like that. I would
keep
never
it casual. Like there was a time when spending a night with somebody kind of crossed over into a relationship situation. And I've actually had a young lady that I dealt with. I use the word young in its quotations because she was not much younger than me. But she wanted that casual friends with benefits situation, but she also wanted to spend a lot of time with me. So my signals got crossed. I thought we was in a relationship. And then I was like, so no, I'm saying, like, what's going on? Like, you and I together? And she was like, nah, we just cool. And I was like, so the hell I'm doing spending all my time with you then? If we just cool. You know what I'm saying? Because when I spend a lot of time with you, that's kind of a relationship. How am I supposed to go find somebody else if I'm always with you?
Yeah.
And yeah, we ended up not being that cool anymore because I felt like she was sending me mixed signals. And I was like, if you willing to fuck with my head like that, then you can't really be a friend. You could have told me straight up, look, come by, knock it off, and disappear. And I'd have been like, cool, it's casual. But
yeah,
she gave me a key to her crib and all of that. I'm like, yo, this is relationship shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, how am I supposed to have a key to your house if you seeing other people or if we're just casual? Because if I walk in the house and you in the bed with somebody else, I'm gonna look like a fool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to end that. I had to end that situation because I felt like a fool. Like I'm taking trips with you and shit, and we just friends. I can take trips with my male friends and meet other women. Fuck. Yeah. So, but yeah, casual sex seems to have died out a lot though. Even when I was single, when I was last single, most of the women that I dealt with was like looking for a relationship, and I was like, nah, what happened to casual sex? What happened to the casual part?
Well, I want to know, like, at what point in the world, like, did people just assume that, like, when it's sex involved, the person doesn't want anything serious? Like, why would that be your first thought? That, oh, this is just for fun?
Because like, I just figured we never had that type of conversation where it was deeper than just fun.
But back in the day, it wasn't just fun. If you had sex with someone, like, you wanted to be with them, you wanted to have children with them, like, you wanted to marry them, like.
No. Back in the day, no. Yes. Like, no.
Yes.
There was a time in my life, there was no need in getting back to the house.
I'm talking about your parents' life and their parents'
life. Oh, yeah, for them. Yeah, that was different. For them.
Yeah. So what generation screwed it up? Y'all?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gen Z. What would be Gen Z?
Are you Gen Z?
Yeah.
Gen Z. Okay. I don't know.
No, we're Gen X. We're Gen
Okay.
X is now.
So Gen X.
Gen X was, we was kind of
reckless.
Casual sex was it.
Yeah, y'all tried to normalize casual
Yeah.
sex. And that also was when they had to
That's
keep the
why
motherfucking HIV and shit.
HIV, fucking syphilis. Like, yeah, that was the time when everybody was waking up, going to the fucking clinic. Shit's changed now, which is a good
Yeah.
change.
Not saying that it's like it's
As a
definitely
matter
a
of fact, I had put a poll. Go ahead.
not saying that because it's like, yeah, it's still like STDs and stuff like that out here, whatever the case may be. But I feel like your parents, which would be like my grandparent generation, they was not having no casual sex.
Not all of them, nah. Very few. Um,
Very rare. That was the era
yeah,
of the woman found out she pregnant, and before you tell the family, y'all got to tie the knot.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
My
saying?
dad was my dad was a Rolling Stone, but I think my dad kind of, and I know this is not gonna make it any fucking better because he was definitely married to my mom. But I think he kind of just had multiple relationships going on, like, so it wasn't
I
really
feel
casual.
yeah. I yeah, I
It
mean,
was
I'm not gonna say that didn't happen. Yeah, you had that. Um, but it wasn't. I don't feel like it was normalized to. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong because I wasn't even around in them
it.
fucking times. But I don't think. I don't think for the majority, it's like when people had sex with people, it was like because no emotions or no, like you had no feelings for that person.
Yeah, casual sex really became, I guess, popular in my opinion, and I'm sure I could look this up and probably be wrong, but during Gen X, the Gen X, so anybody who's probably 45 and up during that 45 to probably 55, 60, during that realm, it was, yeah. I did a poll on Instagram about who's having more safer sex, who's more
Oh yeah,
cognizant of safe sex. Um, and it actually is millennial to Gen Z, is they take sex more serious. We didn't take it serious back in the day, like, not at
mm-hmm.
all.
Yeah,
Because every, like, Gen Zs they're probably the safest right now as far as having sex and having less kids. Um, Millennials was, they picked up a lot of stuff from us, so they had a little more kids and a couple of more baby mamas, baby daddy situation. But shit, Gen X, shit, yeah, it was a fuck for all. It was all over the damn place.
yeah.
But yeah,
But
it was
I
crazy.
I just like, I mean, I feel like if people like to have casual sex, that's fine. But I don't think people should act like it's wrong with people who wanting to have meaningful sex with people.
No, I think if you can have that kind of restraint, um, then that's actually noble. If you can have that kind of restraint that you're like, look, even if I have to go without having sex, I'm going to wait till I'm in a relationship with someone. That's great. Like, that's very noble, and I commend anybody who's able to do that. And I've known women who've gone 2, 3 years without having sex, and I'm like, shit, how the fuck did you do that? Like, how in the hell did you sustain yourself? I'd lose my fucking mind. 2, 3 years? No, I'd be walking down the middle of the street like Martin when he had his little episode. I'd be going crazy.
Yeah,
But to some people, the act of sex is not as important as the commitment. For a lot of people back in the day, it was the commitment was not as important as the sexual act. So
yeah. I don't know.
I think it's a good thing that
But I'm saying I feel like what's not being talked about. I think you're not understanding what I'm saying. It can be some people that don't believe in casual sex, but they believe in having meaningful sex. Not that they, oh, I'm gonna wait 2, 3, 5 years to have sex until you be like, oh, we're in a relationship and then I'm gonna have sex with you. But I think people should normalize people actually wanting to have sex with someone that they actually like and see themselves with, not just because I want to fuck you.
Yeah, that's kind of like it used to be, but that's changed, and it is meant to
I
be
don't
more
think people
meaningful.
should try to act like that's not normal.
Nah,
I
that's
think,
more normal now.
yeah, but I'm saying I feel like people are trying to act like casual sex is supposed to be the norm, and what I'm saying is not. But and like that's weird. Like, why would you have sex with someone that you like? Oh my god, you have sex with someone you want to see yourself with? Yes, bitch. What the fuck are you having sex with?
Yeah, I don't think anybody should look at that as a weird thing.
But
First
I'm
of
saying they're
all,
acting like that's not normal. And to me, I feel like that should be more normal than people normalizing having sex with multiple different people. The fact that you don't even like this person or see yourself want to be with this person. That's not normal.
it's not normal now. It was normal
It's not
before.
normal, period. Whether you felt like it was okay and y'all tried to normalize it, but it's not normal to be having sexual intercourse, an intimate moment with someone that you like. I don't even like this bitch, but her coochie good. Like, that's insane. I don't give a fuck. That's insane.
I mean, the Gucci good. You know?
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. That should not be normalized. Like, regardless, I get what, but that's just like, that's like, all right, we gonna make it very drastic. That's like, there's this fine ass man, and he got AIDS, and the bitch like, well, he's fine as shit. I don't give a fuck that he got AIDS. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you're not supposed.
yeah. That's kind of extreme, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
it is
mean,
extreme.
you
I'm
shouldn't
gonna
do
make it
that.
that extreme just so you get my perspective, okay?
I mean, there was a time when, and it shouldn't have been normal back then, but it was really normal. You talking like 90s? Oh, that shit was normal as fuck. Just
Right. I feel like if that's what people be on, that's fine, but I don't think that should be the norm. Like at the bare minimum, you think that this is what people automatically just want, casual sex. No. I think it should be normal that if someone wants to have sex with you, it's because I actually like you. Like, and I actually can see myself with you. Like, I'm actually like interested in you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like the first thought shouldn't be, oh, we're just having sex just to have sex and just to have fun. That shouldn't be the standard, the normal, the norm. You know what I'm saying?
and it's actually not the norm. And anybody who still feels like that's the norm has been out the game for a minute,
Yeah.
because that's not the normal now. If a woman is giving you her body, she really wants something else to go with it. Like, she wants a relationship. She wants to get to know you. She wants to spend time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys in my age bracket who got married, stayed out the game for a minute, and then they come out of marriage and they're like, yo, we used to have fun. And they're like, women are like, nah, that's not what it is.
Yeah.
I
I
had a
think,
friend of mine who used to like, we used to talk, and he would be like, the shit came to my house or whatever, and then now she's looking for a relationship, and I'm like, did you have sex with that? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's what they looking for now. Like, women are more grown, and it's even the younger women now. They're like, no, I want a relationship. I don't want to just have sex with you and then have sex with you. And it was a time when that was cool. Well, it wasn't cool. It was the norm ish. But no, that's not the norm now.
I think
And
that when people are about to have sex with someone, their first thought shouldn't be this is just for fun unless there's a conversation about it.
yeah,
Hey, we just having fun.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? Like the normal shouldn't be like, oh, this is just for fun. I'm not gonna assume that you catching feelings. Like, You should first assume that they're gonna catch feelings unless they say otherwise.
True. And there's a lot of guys with keyed up cars and flat tires because they thought just that. they
Exactly.
they they thought it was gonna be casual, and then the chick's like, "Oh, you got another chick at your house?"
Yeah. So
And
so so I but I think it's so backwards nowadays because people be like, we had sex. Why would you think like this was anything more than that? No, bitch, you should assume that this is more than that. I know I'm just having sex. And that's it. You get what I'm saying? Like what they're
yeah,
trying to normalize, it should be the opposite way.
I agree. I agree.
You
Um,
know? So I think like you shouldn't look at someone crazy because they're catching feelings for you. Like that shouldn't be like, what? You like me? Bitch, we just had sex. Are you crazy?
I think those there should be conversations ahead of
I
time
think
so you know what's going
the
on.
second I don't think no one should assume that it's just for fun unless someone say, look, I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time. Like, unless someone says it out their mouth, you shouldn't assume that it's just for fun. Stop letting that be your first thought that this is just for fun.
No, and that is the reason why you should have conversations before you have relations. Like you should
Right.
really know where the person's coming from before anything happens. And we got things we're gonna talk about later on in the show. So stay with us, people, because
Yeah.
if we're gonna touch base on this a whole lot more.
Mm.
Um, let's talk about something real quick because I don't want to give away the topic that's everybody needs to damn hear. Um, things that why do we try to prevent things from happening that should actually happen? And I'll tell you what I mean by that. For
Okay.
example, you see a friend and their back is against the wall a little bit, things are coming down on them, and the first thing you want to do is save them, whether it be a friend, whether it be a mate, and we just want to come to their rescue.
Mm.
Sometimes if somebody's back is against the wall, maybe they just need to learn how to punch out that corner instead
Mm.
of you saving them all the time. Because if you just throw money at them to get them out the jam, they're just gonna be right back in the same jam because they didn't learn anything. They didn't learn
Right.
a lesson from that.
Right.
Um, have you ever like either had somebody who you was watching going through something, you're like, yo, I got you, you know what I'm saying? I look out for you. Have you ever had a
I
situation like that?
so my nature is to help people. Like I think
Mm,
like that's my nature. I want to help. Like honestly, I was helping somebody early this morning. Like on my off day, um, you know, but I think it's very situational, like you said. But I think sometimes when you consistently help people, like you were saying, that they never like learn how to like stand on their own, or they'll never
right.
learn how to stand on come to that situation. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I know someone that maybe they struggle a lot. So when something going bad and they upset, like dang, like I'm short on money when it comes to this, da da da, whatever the case may be. Could I bail them out? Yeah. Am I always gonna bail you out? No, I'm not. Sometimes I'll sit
Right.
there and be like, dang, I could really help you right now, but you if you're not trying to help yourself, you have to learn this lesson of not being able to depend on no one because I'm not always gonna be here to save you. You know, so and I also think that sometimes when you're always saving people that you're enabling them of their bad habits or whatever bad decisions they're choosing to make and is then expected. They're literally depending on you like a crutch.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like with parents. I feel like parents, I hear this all the time. I think parents always enable the youngest child. It don't matter. It's my baby. It's my baby. Like they're always talking
Mm-hmm.
about my baby, or or some mothers with their sons, like whatever case may be. It's definitely like the youngest child thing, and a lot of times that's why the youngest child is the the wild one. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that motherfucker ain't working. That motherfucker sitting around smoking weed. Whatever. Like almost every parent that I know, they telling me some story about their young, grown parents. Like they got like almost adult children. Like they telling me their youngest kid is like just it's always the oldest ones are so responsible, and then you have the baby, but it's usually like the parents enabling them, like, oh, it's my baby. Oh, you got a flat tire? I'll buy you a new tire. All right, this happened. All right, I'll pay for it. And then that I think enabling turns straight into entitlement, like, oh,
Yeah.
no, got to do this.
Yeah. Like we all have that friend who, no matter how well they do, everybody falls on hard times sometimes. That's different.
Yeah,
But if you have a friend who time after time, every month or every few months, they back us against the wall all over again. I'm short on my rent. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, punch out that corner because you know what I'm saying. Like, I can't keep saving you. Like when I was younger, my I was the I was the only boy left. My brother got killed, so I was the only boy left.
mm-hmm.
And my mom would always come to my rescue. Always. If
Mm-hmm.
I was short on dough, she'd be like, "Oh, here, take some money. If I needed gas, here, come on, take me around the corner. I'll put some gas in your car." I literally had to move out of New York, far away from everybody. So this way, I didn't have those crutches anymore because I knew as long as I had that crutch, I was going to continue to lean on it.
Mm-hmm.
And when those crutches was kicked out from under me, I kicked them out. But I learned to do things on my own. I learned to be more self-sufficient. Um, Never had a cosigner for a car. Always bought my own. You know what I'm saying? And you can't. I know it's our nature to always want to be helpful, especially when it's somebody we care about, a friend, a loved
Right.
one. But if you keep doing it for them, they'll never learn how to do it for themselves.
Right.
And sometimes they're in that predicament to learn how to get out of it. And
Right.
if we keep pulling them out, they're not learning. So they're going to keep getting back in that same predicament because they're supposed to be in it.
Right.
They're supposed to learn how to punch out that corner and get off that wall.
Right. Yeah, because it's like imagine depending on someone for everything in your life, right? It's just like when some people be like, oh, they don't think women should be a stay-at-home mom sometimes because what if he just up and file for divorce and then like you have nothing because you just haven't been
Mm-hmm.
working, right? Like imagine just depending on someone and Lord forbid that person passed away or something. How are you going to stand on your feet? How are you going to know how to get money? How are you going to know how to manage money? Like, how are you going to know how to do anything? How are you going to function without the person that you depended on not being here no more? You know? And I also think, like, with wisdom, so I feel like even when it comes to like friendships or whatever, you can try to instill wisdom into people like, hey, I remember I had this issue with saving, or I remember I had bad habits that was like spending a lot of my money. And so I started doing this and doing that to get to where I'm
Mm-hmm.
at today. And if people listen and take that wisdom and be like, okay, all right, Bridget went through this, so I'm not going to do that, so I don't be in the same
Right.
same predicament, right? But when you sit here and trying to instill wisdom into your friends, like, all right, well, it seemed like money always tight, so maybe out of every check you put this aside and strategize how you can help them, and then they choose not to take that advice and they just keep making the same mistake after you try to give them a gem, some wisdom, to help them out. To me, that's more powerful than just handing them money. It's like giving them some
Mm-hmm.
wisdom of like how you can avoid this situation. But I give you that, and you refuse to listen. You refuse to take that in, and then you keep getting in the same predicament. At this point, now you have to learn off of your own trial and error, just like I did. You know what I'm saying? Because you refuse to learn off of my lesson. You know,
Right.
um. So I like me personally, like I love everybody, and I don't like to see. The thing is, my heart is too big to like really see someone in a real fucked up position, but things be very situational. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Mm-hmm.
God put something on my heart, I'm gonna do it. But sometimes I sit back and I'll be like, they gotta figure this out. like,
Yeah.
or they're gonna keep just depending on me all the time, or they got to know how how it feels to be like, all right, I gotta be responsible and do this myself,
Mm-hmm.
um but yeah, like I don't know, and I don't know. I hate to see people in fucked up situations, because I do really love people, but it's like sometimes you just, it's certain things people read out of a book, and some things people got to learn from trial and error, from
Yeah,
mistakes.
you gotta
Sometimes
you
you got
gotta
to
find that hard place.
yeah. Unfortunately, you got
Um.
to let some people learn from their mistakes because they don't want,
Mm-hmm.
the wisdom you give them.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not a believer in unless you with somebody and y'all both just filthy rich. I don't believe in the stay at home wife. I don't, because just for the reason that you said, God forbid that person leaves. You've been married to them 15, 20 years. Now you got to get back in the workforce. You haven't had a job for 20 years. So what are you going to do? Go make minimum wage somewhere? You know what I'm saying?
I
Unless they left you with a nice nest egg.
I believe in it, but I feel like if a man was ever to want me, because number one, I can't sit still, right? So if a man wanted me to sit at home, you got to give me an allowance. You got to pay me to sit at home. So I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, because that is really situational. Because if you got two kids under two, it might depend on how much money y'all make. It might be more beneficial for the woman to stay at home than put two kids in daycare, and like you're working for no reason. You feel me? So, but like I'm not saying every situation. Oh, if I'm staying home, you gotta pay me. But if it was somewhere, man, like, I don't want you to work at all. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, you're gonna have to give me allowance. Like, if you just don't want me to work, like, I'm not gonna not have no money neither.
Yeah, because at that point, someone else is in control of your every move.
Right.
And I don't believe in that either. Like I
Yeah.
believe if you want to go shopping, you shouldn't have to go, saying, hey, can I get some money so I can go get me a pair of shoes? You're a
Right.
grown ass person. You should have
Right.
your own money. Um, and I've definitely known, especially in the older crowd, like the generation before me and before that, who they didn't feel like their woman should have to go out the house and go to work.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are you doing to set her up for success if y'all get a divorce or if you leave
Right.
this earth early? You know what I'm saying? Like, what have you done to set her up for success? Because
Yeah.
yes, you may not have to leave the house to go to work, but you should be doing something to earn your own living.
Right. Yeah.
So this way you have something to fall back on.
Yeah, I think it's situational, because I've seen, like, my grandfather, like, he never wanted my grandmother to work, but she also was completely in control of all the money. So when she needed to get personal items, even pads, tampons, whatever personal items, she didn't have to
Hmm.
say, "Hey, can you give me some money?" She had the cards. She was in charge of the money, grocery shopping, stuff like that. Unfortunately, she did pass before him, but he had a $1 million life insurance on himself. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Hmm.
to make sure that, because he thought he was gonna pass before her, to make sure that, like, when he's gone, she's good, because she's never worked, and
Right.
stuff like that. Make sure the house was paid off. So I think this whole topic is very situational,
Yeah.
because I think, like, if your person really love you, you know what I'm saying. But I also think, like I said, I feel like if a man, I can understand the beginning phases of, like, when you're having a child, because it don't make sense in some situations to pay for the cost of daycare when literally that's one of y'all entire income. You get what I'm saying? So if you got
Yeah.
like two, three kids that's below school age, grade school, like, why would you work just to give your whole check to daycare? For all that, you could just stay home with your children. You know what I'm saying? And especially in the beginning phase of their lives, because like, us living on the East Coast and stuff, like, it's cold. People getting the flu. Kids is dying from the flu. Kids' immune
Yeah.
system is not strong when they're first born and when they're very little. So I feel like in that situation, it's not wrong for someone to stay home with their children if it financially makes sense, you know, and if it's for the best interest of your children. But I feel like after they become like grade school, if a man was like, oh, well, I don't want you to work at all, then you're going to have to give me some type of allowance because I'm not about to just sit here with no money. And like you said, if you just felt like you wanted to get up and divorce or whatever the case may be, or and like I told my grandparents, you will also have to have a really good life insurance policy as well. You know,
Yeah.
because if you pass away and I didn't work all these years, what the hell am I gonna do if you just suddenly pass away? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like
I don't
my dad wouldn't. My dad did not want my mother to work, and they were together. Well, they were always married, but they were together for I think 20 some odd years. When they finally split up, like she had to start all over again because for 20 some odd years she didn't hold a job.
yeah.
And she literally, I mean, luckily she was able to work her way up the ranks, but she had to start at the bottom, like minimum wage. And when I saw that, I was like, yo, I would never put a woman, somebody who I care about, somebody I love, in a situation where if things go bad, if I lose my job, where we at? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
who are we gonna lean on if we can't lean on each other?
Yeah.
Now if somebody is making Bugs Bunny money and everything is good and he could put out like that, sure, but she should have her own bank account. So when you get paid, she should get paid something because she may not be going out the house to work, but she's still working inside the house. And you don't get a free ride just because she don't leave the house to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Yes,
Yeah.
you may not have to pay for daycare, but she's taking care of them kids all day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Put some money in her account every paycheck. When you get paid, she get paid. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
if something goes awry, she can always go, okay, I got something I can put my hand on. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I think too, like me personally, like even if I was to marry a man and he's like, oh, I don't want you to work, I'm the type of woman that's like, that's all I know is work, you know.
Right.
So I would have to do something, even if it's within like, you know, making something with passive income where it's like I don't have to necessarily go clock in or go physically be
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, but I'm gonna be doing something, you know. Um, but yeah, I don't know. But I think it is messed up when, you know, people be married to someone for a certain amount of time and then, you know, they split and it's like, you know, because I've seen TikTok videos of women saying like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, you know,
Mm-hmm.
working this many years, you know, this, that, and the third. You know, I don't know. We talked about this plenty of times, this conversation.
But yeah, I don't play that.
Yeah,
And like you said, I've seen online where, you know, oh, we getting a divorce. I get the house. But how you gonna maintain the house? You ain't worked in 10 years. Like, how you gonna maintain the house? You know what I'm
right.
saying? And
Yeah,
alimony ain't mandatory in all states, ladies.
right.
So alimony is temporary in a lot of states.
Yeah. I
So
think I definitely think that everything is situational. So I'm never gonna tell people what to do, but I think because people I think I told you before, my grandfather was like, he basically was saying like he feel like if people are trying to prepare themselves for the exit, then you never wanted to be married to that person at all.
mhm,
Because, you
yeah,
know, this generation was like, it ain't no divorce. You know, like we stay
right.
together till death do us part, you know. But I explained to him that it's just like, you know, this day and age, people are unpredictable. You know,
Yeah.
um, you got people that will do fucking shrooms and be like, you know what, bitch, I don't want to be with you no more. You know, I'm just saying, like, people are crazy nowadays. So it's like, even if, you know, people change, you know, so like you can get married, you know, and I explained that to him. I'm like, if I say I do to someone, it's because I really see myself with you for the rest of my life. But I cannot control if you just want to up and leave me. you know what I'm saying, for another
Yeah.
woman or something. You know, like I can't control you just up and leaving. Like, what, I'm gonna get on my knees and beg you to stay with me, you know? So for that reason right there, the fact that things are kind of unpredictable, you do have to just make sure you're good. I don't want to say just you're good, but like just a backup period. Cause just like we said, your man could lose his job. The company could get shut down, you know, and then there's no money coming in, you
Right.
know. So
And if somebody's gotta have somebody to lean on if y'all in a relationship.
yeah.
Um, but let's get into your topic, because I think we got people asking for wisdom, and I think there's a lot of wisdom in your topic.
You you can ask me too. Who baby that the hell?
What?
So my topic is, who said that? Y'all fucking rolling right now. So what it say? I low key let it I think people are chiming in right now when they say in the beginning. So my topic is, what traits should you see in a man or a woman? Because this is not just about what a woman should see in a man. As a man, I need you to talk to these men. And as a woman, even though I don't have no children, I'm going to talk to the women. But Don, as a man, what traits do you feel like a woman should possess in order for you to determine that she's worthy of having your child?
Yeah, they watching the beginning of the show. They responded to that because it's getting wild. So the first trait that I say that um, you should definitely look for in a person before you decide to have a kid with them is some intelligence. I'm a firm believer in, if you follow any stupid kid home, guess who's gonna answer the door? A stupid parent. So I'm definitely a firm believer in intelligence, drive. Um, that's the first thing. Um, Maturity, because if it doesn't work out, you still have to co-parent, and it shouldn't be a tug of war with the child. Oh, I'm a do this for you so that you like me more than you like the other parent. You know what I'm saying, like, some maturity, so
Mm,
that, and I'm not saying you should look towards the end at the beginning, but you should always prepare yourself for the what ifs.
yeah.
And since a lot of women have had to raise children on their own, um, and either the woman gets salty because the man left, or the man gets salty because the woman cheated, and now either the man, it has nothing to do with his child. Like, you should have some serious conversations um, about what can happen. So this way, if you do have to raise that child separately, then y'all can still come together in a cohesive bond to raise that child right. I
Right.
think way too many women have had to raise children on their own without any assistance from the man. Um, and the culture shows that, with,
Yeah.
with when one parent is available and the other parent isn't, that child is missing something, and they grow up with that stigma of missing something. And now
Yeah.
for the rest of their life, they're looking for something and they don't even know why they are. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, and I would hope that since the generations seem like they're getting a little more common sense and they're making some better decisions, that they start to look at things that are more important than jumping into bed, casual sex, and then we pop up and have a kid, and they're like, I ain't want to be with you, you know. We were just having fun. No, because fun has consequences. Um,
Yeah.
so So when you would, I mean, I know you don't have any children yet, but are there things that when you're having these conversations with somebody, are there things that you're looking for to go, okay, you know what, we cool, but we can't go past cool because what if you get me pregnant and I don't want to be stuck with you? What traits do you look for?
And men, um, to me, I feel like men. I'm trying to think because I feel like people are consistently changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like so even people that we're gonna say they get married at 20, by the time they 30 with the same partner, they could literally grow apart, you know. And they can become a completely different person than they were when they the first 5 or whatever years. Um,
Right.
I'll say things that I do see, like, of course, and sometimes like I'll tell people this too when because I know a lot of people that don't have children. And I feel like, and I said this before, say this all the time. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit more riskier having children with people who don't have children because you don't see what type of parent they can be. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you have no children and someone say you're dating someone with children, you really do firsthand get to see like what type of parent they are,
Yeah.
um, so like are they just oh, I just get my kids when I'm supposed to get my kids? Do I like every time I get free time I want to see my kids? Um, Even when it comes to your children's safety, like if you had a young child, are you strapping your kid up in a car seat? I know this might sound crazy, but it's just like, oh, so your kid don't gotta sit in a car seat, they just jumping in and out the back seat and the front seat? Yeah, never. You'll never have my
Yeah.
child. You know? Um, these people saying. Um, so stuff like that, or if if you just if you expose certain things in front of children or something like that, that I would be like, no, because I wouldn't want someone to just think that anything go in front of my kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like for example, if somebody have children and maybe like they smoke weed or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right in front of the kid, I'll be like, no. Like, I'm sorry. Some people don't look at shit like that as a big deal, but I don't feel like I don't care what people do. You can smoke weed, smoke cigarettes, whatever you want. I don't believe you should do it in front of children. That's my thing.
Yeah.
So but ultimately, like when it comes to women, I guess I'll say some stuff for men, right? When it comes to women, I think what men should look for in a woman, even though I don't have no children, I'm a big observer. I think when men look for a woman to have a child with, it shouldn't be just, oh, she got a fat ass, her pussy good. That has nothing to do with a woman raising your child. Okay?
Right.
If the
Right.
bitch is working every fucking where and just that's exactly who's gonna raise your child. So choose the woman wisely, okay? But not just that, but I think something that I really witnessed a lot is that with women, and I am gonna call women out. I see when I seen me being 34 years old, since I turned about 18, 19 years old and I started seeing women my age have children, I've seen women prioritize men over their own children. Meaning it's more important for them to spend time with a man and they're like emotionally neglecting their children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the moment that, oh, this guy, he's treating me like shit, I'm sick of his shit, all of a sudden that's when I want to give my full attention to my child. I think this one of the scariest things is that um all right, I'm gonna ignore these comments. um I think one of the scariest things is like having a child I kind of like lost my train of thought, but it's like, I don't know. I just think like a lot of women like be kind of like, some women, not all of them, because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, a lot of women. No, it's a lot of good ass mothers out here, but I see a lot
Yeah,
of mothers that it's like, saying them and their baby father ain't work out. They are more focused on a man than they are on their children. And the thing about it
yeah,
is, I'm not gonna ever tell no one to like not find a partner, not find your person, but ultimately, right? You could get married today and get divorced tomorrow, but your children is always going to be there. And if you take
right.
care of your children are going to take care of you, you know? So to me, I just feel like if a woman don't really have that like nurturing in them, I don't feel like that displays like signs that they would be a good mother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
um, I would say like outside, but I just like, you know, like I don't have kids. So in my 20s, I was outside, you know. So I feel like people can't equivalent like, oh, she won't be a good mother because she go out. Well, it's like when you don't have shit to do, sometimes you go out,
right.
you know. But like with me, I'm an aunt, you know, and I take pride in that. Like I see my nieces and nephews like every single day, like, you know. So I think like seeing that like a woman has nurturing skills, but she also has like good morals. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
she, you know, like she get around elders and she don't cuss around elders. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you see like, you know, you do something for her and she's saying thank you, she's not out to get you for just money and stuff like that. You know, I think those is all like signs that a woman can be a good mother, you know. And I also just feel like people gotta have those hypothetical conversations, you know, like,
Yeah,
well, if we had a child, how would you discipline them? Do you think it's acceptable for them to have a boyfriend at 13 years old or 12 years old or whatever? You know, like, what is a go? What is not a go? You know,
yeah,
um,
yeah,
everyone's not gonna agree on everything when it comes to parenting, but I feel like you have to find someone that's like a perfect match when it comes to that, or it's gonna be conflict, you know. Um, But as a man, I don't know. To me, I feel like an inconsistent man, even if we was dating or whatever the case may be, you would be probably an inconsistent father. That's what I'm gonna assume.
more than likely. And we don't look at these things. It's like we pay more attention to how a person is going to treat me
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to what happens if we have a child together. How is this person going to be with my child?
Right.
Um, because how they treat me, I'm grown. You know, I can deal with more things. But how you going to treat my child if we're not together? Um, I dated a girl one time and we didn't have a kid together, but she brought her kid to my house
Mm-hmm.
and she like her kid was running around my living room and she lit up a cigarette. I was like, whoa, hell no, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I always smoke around him. And I'm like, not in my house, you don't. Nah,
Yeah.
because I don't smoke around my kids.
Yeah.
I made a choice to smoke cigarettes. They let them have a choice as well. Don't tear up their
Yeah.
lungs. Let them have a choice. And I'm like, nah, take that shit on the balcony and smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
Needless to say, we didn't work out, and that was one of the reasons that we didn't work out. I saw
Mm-hmm.
how she was around her kid, and I was like, God forbid if I'd have got her pregnant.
Yeah.
Um, you know, what would my child have to endure
Right.
on a daily basis? You know, she would curse at her kid and stuff like that, and I'm like, nah, like why? You
Mm-hmm.
can't find any other words in the English dictionary other than a curse word to
Yeah.
chastise them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we don't. We focus more on, and this is a really bad downfall. We focus more on, how they gonna treat me? Are they gonna buy me roses? Are they gonna take me out? Yeah, but what happens if, when
Mm-hmm.
you lay down and 9 months later she popping out with a kid? What is your kid going to be like? You know what I'm saying? What is your kid gonna have to go through? Um, and since the child, for the most part, except for rare occasions, the child is going to spend the most time with the mom. You know, so what kind of morals and values does she have? What is she going to
Right.
instill in your child?
Right.
Um,
I,
and we don't pay attention to that shit.
mm-hmm. And I feel like it's really hard to really try to figure out like how would this person be? This is one thing how they are in a relationship, but it's completely
Mm-hmm.
different when this person becomes a parent, you know. But I think some other things is maybe like how they take care of other people in their family. You know, I feel like you can see someone's character of how they love other people around them or show up for their friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel
Yeah.
like it's, if you're dating someone, you know, like dang, like they're a really good friend, you know, to their friends and stuff like that. Um, I can almost hope that they would just be a great mother, you know, or a great father,
Yeah.
you know. But also like just I think like you said, no, you're never trying to prepare for the exit, but um I feel like you should also make sure the person isn't petty. Like say y'all are dating before y'all decide to have a child, and when y'all get into arguments and stuff, are they being petty? You know, like are they ignoring you for 3 days? Are they hanging up on you, pressing like reject, reject, reject? You know what I'm saying? Instead of having a
Mm-hmm.
with you, like
Uh,
you know,
right.
despite disagreement, like to me, that's a telltale sign that like, okay, so if we had a kid, we couldn't have a civil conversation about what we need to do for our child. You're just gonna hang up on me, block me, reject my number. Like, you know, it shows that you're immature, you know. Um, so I don't know, like what other things do you think, Don?
Um, for a woman, like you said, definitely nurturing. Um, how is she with her friends' kids? How is she if she don't
Mm,
have any kids? How is she with her friends' kids? You know, how is she with her nieces and nephews? How is she with her little cousins?
right,
What what have you seen in her that says that's going to be a good mom?
right.
Um, and the crazy thing is, I'm running into a lot more women who decided not to have children
Mm-hmm.
just for that reason that they see what their friends are going through with all of these guys or whatever who they got in relationships with, had a kid with, and they're like, nah, that shit ain't for me.
Yeah,
Um, and if you are lucky enough to not have a mistake, well, a surprise child, because children aren't mistakes, but a surprise child, and you were able to be careful, definitely if you can make the choice, choose wisely. Um, I got a friend of mine who is phenomenal with kids. He's my boy,
mm,
loves kids. He's godparent to so many people's kids, and I'm like, yo, why don't you have your kid of your own? He's like, nah. He's like, I
yeah,
see what women are doing with their kids or how they. He's like, being single, I date, and when I'm dating a woman with children, I see how they are with their kids. He's like, fuck that, nah. I'd rather just take care of everybody else's kids and never have any of my own. And I'm like, wow, I wish I had that type of mentality. You
mm,
know, I was lucky enough to really find some women who and have children with who are really good with kids. Like,
yeah,
um, but that's not everybody's story.
yeah,
And there's quite a few women. I was like, "Ooh, I'm glad I dodged that bullet," because seeing how they are with kids that they have later on, and I didn't. Then they didn't have one with me, and I'm like, "Yo, you're horrible. Like, you're just deplorable." And um, that could have been me. You know, that could have been my child that they cursing at in the fucking grocery store and shit, or could have been like I know this girl who lost custody. You know how hard it is for a woman to lose custody of their child. The shit is damn near impossible, and she lost custody of two children.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and it's not like she lost custody to the father because the father wasn't there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like the grandmother, somebody raising the kids, and I'm like, yo, you gotta look deeper than oh, they're cool people, you know, we can hang
yeah,
out.
Or even if they look good, like just because someone look good don't mean that they're just automatically gonna be a good mother or father.
Right.
You
Right.
know, like, but I think it's definitely like, do they take care of the people around them? You know, I think
Mm-hmm.
like that to me is like someone that you see like the usually the giver. I feel like the giver, like the one that overextend themselves. I feel like they are the ones that would, will be good parents. But I don't know, it's scary because I just feel like, you know, either some fathers can choose to walk away from their children, and some women I feel like can emotionally check out, because I feel like I see a lot of children being emotionally neglected, because
Mm-hmm.
others burnt out because they're not getting help from the father. But the mother also, mama gotta have a life, which I'm not against that, because I definitely, we talked about that before. I feel like women should have their own identity and stuff like that too, outside of being a parent, but also just finding a balance of like, where are we pouring into these children? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, mentally and emotionally, you know, I don't know. Yeah.
Like
But
I've seen on both sides of that coin where guys are walking away from children
mhm.
just because they don't want to deal with it. But I've also seen where women push the man away. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen some guys that just want to be a good father, but because they're bickering back and forth with their baby moms, they're like, look, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easier for me to just walk away so I don't end up in jail or I don't do
Right.
something stupid.
Yeah.
So if you have to get to a point where you got to co-parent with somebody, co-parent with them.
Mhm.
It's not a competition of who could be the better parent. It's how can we be good parents for this child or these
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
Um, I've seen guys who would disrespect their baby mom in front of their child.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what are you telling that child? You're telling that child that it's okay to disrespect their mom because you're doing it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Go ahead.
I I think people should look for someone who is mature. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In the relationship way before the child is involved. Because it's like, if we both can be mature when it comes to disagreements, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you dating a woman and she quick to go on the internet and air y'all out, y'all business out and stuff like that,
Yeah,
imagine what
no.
she put a child into that, equation, Um, I think I don't know. I think people can tell a lot based off of, when you're dating. I think people just are so caught up in that having fun, you know,
And
and
and yeah.
that's why I feel like people should be more intentional with, who you having sex with.
And also what type of family life did that person come from?
Yeah,
Because you're usually a product of the environment you came from.
right.
Um, and it's not always the case. You know, some people just, no matter how good their household was, they just turned out to be a shitbag. Um, but you can see how they interact with their parents
Mm,
or how their parents interact with them.
right.
Um, and these are things that I joke around about casual sex and all of that a lot, but even dating, if you're just dating, you're not in a position to even remotely have a child. You know what I'm saying? You should be well past the dating phase if you decide to have a child with somebody.
Yeah.
I know some women who would really be phenomenal moms, but they made an active choice to not have a child with the wrong person. And for some of them, they clock ran out or whatever, saying they were just too old or they felt like they were too old to be having a kid. But I
Don't
would
sound.
I would much I would much rather a woman wait to the point that they can't than to have one with somebody who's going to fuck up a child's life. 'Cause
Yeah.
was forever.
I think that I'm getting to that point, you know, like I want a child. I never wanted a child more than I want a child now in my life. And it's like I don't want to get emotional about it because I've been getting emotional lately about this situation, but I realize like I'm getting older and I see changes in my body and I know like God is more powerful than anything, you know. But even then, I cannot just have a kid with someone just to be like, I got my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just really don't believe like bringing children into this world if you're not going to do right by them. You know what I'm saying? And if I was
Mm-hmm.
to sit there and bring a child into this world with a man that is like, oh, I just had a kid with him because my clock is ticking and I just wanted a kid, but I know you're going to be neglected. You're going to have abandonment issues because that father or whatever is not going to show up. Like, I'm damaging you from day one, and that's selfish
Right.
of me. Why would I bring you into the world like knowing that I'm damaging you from day one? You know, I should
Right.
only want to bring a child into this world trying to give them everything that they need, you know, to be
Mm-hmm.
healthy, period. You know, but it is a scary feeling. Like, you know, it's a scary feeling to get older and it's like, dang, like I really want a kid, you know. It's different from other people who are around my age. They're married, but they don't have kids yet because it's like y'all just waiting for when y'all ready to do it, you know? Like
Yeah.
y'all don't have to worry about can I find a potential to have a kid with, you know? So that's a really scary feeling that you haven't even vetted the person that is a potential to have a child with, and then your clock is ticking, you know. But I really can't see myself just, you know, bringing a child into this world and not doing right
Yeah.
by it. Because I love children. That's the thing. Like, and I just couldn't do that to my own kid. I hate when people don't take care of their own fucking kids. That shit eats me up. When I see shit online and or mothers
Mm-hmm.
like emotionally neglecting their children, they putting men before their children, or men just not giving a fuck about your children. That shit pisses me off. So why the hell would I bring a kid into the world and not do right by them? You know?
Yeah. You have to, and I know. Well, I don't know how it feels, but I've seen where a woman who would really want to have a child, but I mean, realistically, the pickings out here are slim for good men that's going to be good to you and be good to a child. Um, some guys, and I had I want to say I think it was my cousin when his baby mom was pregnant. I told him, I said, "Yo, she is going to take you through a roller coaster of emotion. Just
Mm-hmm.
understand, it's not her. It's because she's hormonal and she's going through a bunch of things because she's pregnant."
Mm-hmm.
And that tidbit of information helped him. Now, eventually, they broke up afterwards for whatever dumb reason. But while she was pregnant, he was able to sustain, okay, I'm not going to run because, today I'm an asshole to her. And tomorrow she's like, oh my God, I love you so much. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, it's a roller coaster of emotion. But the only way I knew that is because I've been through it, you
Yeah.
know. Um, and I didn't always make the best decisions, Oh my God, he's like, yo, why are you so crazy? But then I had to remember she's hormonal. You know what I'm saying? She's going through a lot.
Yeah.
And it takes a certain level of maturity for God to deal with that.
Yeah.
Um, but it seems like the women who want to have children or would be really good moms, those are the
Mm-hmm.
ones that don't have children. And the ones that do have children, it's like you're a piece of shit. Like you just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have a pet, let alone a child. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely. I mean, look deeper than a person's looks
Or a good
when
time.
you or a good time. Um, Yeah, that shit can, because 18 years is a long damn time to have to deal with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and not only that, what is your child going to get from this salty person who's now your child's mother or father?
Mm-hmm.
What information are they going to get about you? Misinformation they're going to get about you because this is what that person's saying about you.
Right.
Um, you know, the child sitting around the mother sitting around their friends, and they talking about, oh yeah, he's a piece of shit, he ain't shit, and then your child looks at you like, oh, well, you a piece of shit. According to my mom, you ain't shit.
Right. Yeah.
So why should I respect you?
Right. Right.
Um,
Yeah.
certain things I don't like cursing around children or cursing around or at children.
Mm,
I'm not.
mm.
That's I don't.
Why do you think I got a potty mouth? My mom, look, my mom cussed like a sailor. We are cussers. We are a cussing family. I ain't gonna lie. My whole family, even my sisters. But we don't cuss at children though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like I think I'm not gonna hold you. I think my family has a good balance of everything. Like a good balance. We had a good balance of struggle, survival, but hella love. One thing I can
yeah,
say, hella love, all of us. Not like we could talk a million times a day. Even my mom, I will never. We could talk 10 times today. Every time I have the phone, I love you. I love you. We never. That's one thing we was definitely, regardless of what we ain't have, we had love. You know, and so a lot of our humor is the cussing though. You know what I'm saying? But we don't cuss at the kids, but we definitely cuss. Like, so I'm like, get your little ass over here. Like, but it's not like get your bitch ass over here. Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
completely different. It's like it's comical, it's funny, and I think the kids like even though I'd be like, your ass better not cuss, you know.
right.
And really we should, but me and my siblings, we was raised like that. But I don't think cussing make you a bad person. You know what I'm saying? But we also know when to shut it out. Like I said, like we came around like an older person or like our grandparents or even someone else's mother. I would not cuss. So we know when to shut it out. But it's like I think we just a cussing family, and it's like humor. And I honestly, I feel like the kids be like all my nieces and nephews. I feel like they be fucking rolling off of us, like So I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it's a good balance, but it's definitely love, and like the kids. And when I say kids, like my nieces and nephews, like even they know that because just like I said, how we were taught to always like I love you before I hang up the phone. My nieces and
mm-hmm,
nephews, even from the youngest, who's 3 years old, like love you, Bridgie. Like I had her last weekend, and randomly, this how you know, she like,
mm-hmm.
I just love you so much, and she's 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like that, regardless of you cussing, if you pouring love into children or the people around you, like they're gonna pour it back. They gonna know what real love is.
Yeah, me and my sisters are the exact same way. Well, mostly because that's how my mom was.
Mm-hmm.
My mom cursed up a freaking storm. I have the worst potty mouth.
Yeah.
Um, but and so does my sisters, both of them. Like that,
Yeah.
we curse all the time. And my nephew was riding around with us one day. We was going up to New York, um, and me and my older sister, my little sister, we was in the car together, and we were cutting up. I mean, we cursing up a damn storm.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, my nephew was like, "Oh my god, I love being around y'all. Y'all are so funny." And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "As long as you find it funny, I don't catch you cursing."
Right.
When my kids became an adult, that was like the biggest ease off my chest because I curse at them motherfuckers all the time now. Oh, y'all grown. Y'all gonna get all them curse words I've been holding back all my damn life.
So you didn't really
Um,
curse around them?
I didn't curse to them.
Okay.
I would let a curse word slip out every now and then. And my kids would be like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you said a bad word. And I'd be like, yeah, don't you say that bad word, damn it.
Yeah.
But when my kids got grown, when the youngest one when he turned 18, we went to his graduation. As a matter of fact, he wasn't even 18, he's 17. That was close enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
I let that shit fly. I was like, you silly motherfucker. Get your
Yeah.
goofy ass over here.
Yeah.
But it's but it's one thing to curse, and how you curse also teaches the child what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're cursing at someone, like you're belittling someone in front of a child,
right,
they're gonna absorb that differently than if you and your siblings like, oh, shut your ass up. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But I've definitely seen, Lord, I've seen women who they're cursing at their child to chastise them.
no,
That's a hell no in my book.
yeah, that's like if a woman, we're gonna say hypothetically, a woman has a daughter and she call her daughter a bitch. That is like off limits.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
off
even
limits.
household that cuss, like my mother never cussed. She might be like, pick this shit up, you know, this, that, and third, but she not
Yeah,
like, it's just like how you say it, not you know what you say. But my mother never ever called me a bitch or no shit like that. You know,
nope.
like I don't and like I said, I feel like we had a good balance because like my mom, when you say you ain't really cuss around your kids like that, I'm like, yo, my mother, she is insane.
Mine
So
too.
people hear how I cuss, you please understand where I get it from. Cause it's like I can't even help it. I was just born this way, like, you know. But when we was kids, my mom be on the phone, and we like, y'all, let's count how many times mom cuss in 1 minute. Mom, you cuss like 10 times in 1 minute. She's like, shut the fuck up, like, you know. But like like I said, she also raised us like with love and morals. So it's like you better not say nothing disrespectful to an elder. You better not ever cuss around
Right.
your grandparent. I'm 34 years old, and even though my mother cussed like a sailor, and she know I cuss like a sailor, I would never when I go around my mother, I do not cuss around her. You get what I'm saying? So even though
Right.
like I cuss like crazy, she cussed around me like crazy as a child. I know better not to cuss around my mother, even as an adult. I wouldn't cuss around someone else's mother, someone else's grandmother.
Right.
Oh, and I think that's the thing. Like people should also know when to like turn it on and off. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yep.
but yeah, my mother, her ass, she's
And
so low.
because even us as children hearing the cursing, we were still taught respect. We were still taught those moral values. So the cursing didn't subtract from that. It just taught us some different words for the vocabulary. But
Yeah.
our parents still taught us how to be moral and to be. I will never curse in front of somebody's parent. And I'm 50. I'll be 52 next month, and I still would curse in front of somebody's parent. I won't curse in front of an elder. Period.
Right.
Just because that's something that was instilled in me. You know, if I was walking down the street with my friends and I was cursing, and a grown up happened to be in earshot, the first thing I do is, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," because how I am with my friends, that's my friends.
Right.
How I am when I'm around an adult or around an elder, I need to be different.
Right. But I think
Like I was around, I was with some friends of mine, grown-ups. Everybody's grown, like the whole room is full of grown-ups. And I called this lady ma'am, and she was like, "Why didn't the hell did you just call me man?" I was like, "Yeah, I was just raised with respect for women. Like, I know we almost in the same age bracket, but you're still ma'am to me." So but those are things that we don't look for. You know, we don't look for how is somebody around somebody older? How is somebody around somebody younger? Are they trying to nurture that younger person, or are they trying to get them to follow in their footsteps? You know, I made my mistakes in life. I made it my business to try to teach my kids, look, you work hard, you go to school, you go to college, you know what I'm saying, you push through. Because I know the mistakes that I made are my mistakes. I'm not going to teach my children those same mistakes. And but if you instill morals into your child, they can discern between what's cool and what's not. Even if they're around their friends and they cursing up a storm because they hear you curse up a storm, when they get around an elder or they go to school, they're not cursing around teachers. They're not cursing at teachers because they know that's somebody older than me. I got to have respect for them.
Right. Right.
But we don't care about that shit sometimes. Like you said, he looked good, she looked good. Oh, I'm about to have sex, and you pop out with a kid, and your kid just growing up all types of fucked up. So
yeah. Another honor. Yeah, I don't know. Like, but yeah, I think people should look for that. Look at, like, if you out and about with someone, you know, do you notice, and it could be the man or the woman, do you see, you know, them hold the door for an older person, you know? If y'all waiting at a restaurant to be seated and you see an older person walking, is either one of y'all getting up to give them your seat, you know? Or if you're in the market and you see an older person trying to grab a case of water, are they trying to help them? You know, I feel like these is all signs that they were raised with certain type of morals. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I think people should look at the small acts, you know, and stop looking at, like, you know, the surface level things, you know. So yeah.
So, and I know we're gonna start wrapping it up, but I mean, this is a topic that we're gonna touch base on somehow or another in the future. Having sex is easy. It's simple. Raising a child with the wrong person can be the most impossible thing that you would ever do in your life. So, if you don't take anything from the conversation tonight, people, take this one thing: be very, very careful who you have a child with, and pay attention to who you dealing with before you even get to that point.
Right.
The chat room was going crazy tonight. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Hopefully y'all tune in again. Ombre, thanks for tuning in. Always like the fact that first thing you say is like, share, and subscribe. So please take heed to what he's saying. Like, subscribe, share. We got more topics for y'all. The year is early. Y'all know we just get better as the year go along. So tune in next Wednesday. Let's chop it up some more. But for right now, we gonna get some damn rest. So be easy, folks. We love y'all.
Okay.
Peace.
This is Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget and Don. Please like, subscribe, and share.